The tariff battle kicked into high gear this month between President Trump and Canada. And we're learning tonight the fallout is being felt not necessarily in goods, but in tourism in Florida and on the First Coast. Inside Spencer Abbott's store in St. Augustine.
I do the bodega, I do the bar, I work in the vintage section, and I help with events.
Maya Carfu likes to talk with her customers.
I frequently will chat about where they're from because it is a tourist area, and it's great to get to know people.
And in this Florida-themed business, there are Canadian customers.
I would say that I run across a good amount of people from the north, especially Canada.
It even held an event for a Canadian artist who drew a Canadian crowd. But this merchant and others in St. Augustine catering to tourists wonder if they will see a decline in Canadian visitors, especially after President Donald Trump's tariffs on Canada and Canada's then Prime Minister saying this in early March.
We're going to choose to not go on vacation in Florida.
Susan Phillips leads the St. Johns County Visitors and Convention Bureau. According to Visit Florida, in 2024, Florida saw approximately 3.3 million Canadian visitors, representing about 2% of the state's total visitors, making Canada the top source of international tourists to Florida.
Canadians love to come down to Florida.
According to Flight Center Travel Group Canada, some airlines have reportedly seen Canadians cancel trips to Florida. But Phillips says St. Johns County has not seen a decline in Canadian visitors yet.
We don't have specific numbers. We do know that it is a topic of concern for us to watch. I don't think there's anything right at this moment that concerns us overly, but again, we have to be very smart and savvy about this.
For now, CareView says it's too early to notice a decline in Canadian customers where she works.
It would be a shame if the tariffs implied that the tourism from Canadians would decrease.
Now, Phillips, the woman who runs the Tourism Bureau in St. Johns County, she says the thing about Canadian tourists is they stay for a while, not just for a few days, but typically a couple of months. Some of them are indeed snowbirds who rent out places for 2 months at a time.